Hi, this is Benjamin Cross, and this is my call to action speech, part two. Funny thing, I was actually went into Front Range Community College, the campus here in Longmont, and I had an audience, but then my phone ran out of room. So I'll have to do the second part of the speech here. So I hope that's okay. So where we left off was cost of tuition 40 years ago being about 2,000 a year, which is not much. It's only 15% or so of what a median income was, and it's much larger today. And I have a couple of visual aids. Um, One is the estimated cost of college today across the nation: arts and science 26,000, and a business almost 30,000. 30,000 a year. It's kind of inverted. Okay, yeah, inside out, backwards. Um, and there's some trends that are really worth looking at. This one, for instance, goes back to 1985. And what it shows is the increase in these different categories. We have on the bottom commercial items, general commercial items. We've got the price of gasoline, and you can see how that has kind of gone up about 300%, and healthcare. But here on the top line is college tuition, and this has skyrocketed. This has gone to 600% for the year 2011, and it's only gone up since then in the last 4 years. So, I mean, that rate is incredible. How much it's outpacing everything else. This is another great visual aid because what it shows is in the 1980s just how much state support a student was getting. They were getting 80% support from the state to help them with college, and then 20% here was on them. So there was for the average student, there was just a lot more help with paying for college. And today, 70% of that goes on the student's shoulders, and then only 30% on average are students getting help. And so the thing to look at is that not only is college more expensive, but the bill is resting more on the shoulders of the student and more on the shoulders of the parents. And so it's incredibly more expensive. Just to take a Colorado school, CU, in-state tuition is $25,400, and that's a bachelor's 4-year degree. In-state, could be arts, it could be math. And then if they're out of state, it's $50,000. It's almost twice that. And so you can have stories of kids who've gone to CU who may be looking at a profession in early childhood education, counseling, human services, and they'd only expect to make less than $50K a year in their profession, and yet they have $200,000 in student debt. That's astronomical, and you can really see why Jenny from Virginia, being 36 years old, is in this dilemma where she's gone to school, she's done the right thing, but she can't afford to have a family. She can't afford her, everything that she'd want college to support. She's just paying loans. So the federal government must bring the nation together over education, and that involves everybody. That involves everybody who's a voter and who's getting involved with these key issues. And so we need to come together on this. It's like healthcare reform. College tuition is due for an overhaul. And so what can be done? What needs to be done? Well, just in terms of cutting costs, there's a lot of things that colleges can be more efficient. They can be. There's better technology today. Lectures can be recorded and administered for low cost. We can take advantage of online programs, online tuition. They're getting better every year, and they're reaching more students, and we can do that at lower cost. Okay. Another aspect of this is student loans, uh, the loaning agencies. So even though we can and we should make bachelor's programs tuition free, um, the reality is that there are schools that will always be expensive. They're private. They have, they acquire the best talent or whatever it is. Um, and for those students who want to go there and they're looking at acquiring loans and even though we may be able to supplement costs and drive costs down, they will probably still be expensive. But that these loan officers, these banks, work with the student, are invested in their career and not just writing off a low-risk loan. So those who loan money should be invested in the success of the student. They should understand and promote educational programs that make financial sense. Private banks that simply write loans at low risk become detrimental. They need to be in sync, and a student's career need to be counseled for success. A lot of students who are taking these huge loans, looking to pursue their dreams, they don't know what they're getting into. They don't understand what $150,000, $200,000 in principal is going to look like when they graduate. They don't know. These loan officers, they do know. And that's information that should be more transparent and encouraged, so that when students are going to invest in their education, that they're well guided and they understand the full story and really what they're getting into. And parents need to know that too, instead of being pressured into making bad decisions with these loans. In conclusion, we must come together as a nation and provide our entire country with the best education possible. That is how our economy shines, how businesses rely on our students for expertise and leadership, and how we can take progressive visions to the rest of the world with confidence and solve issues anywhere from cancer, overpopulation, water shortages, climate change, you name it. And technology can grow, understanding can grow. And we talked a little bit about just how important education is to international cooperation and cohesion. And so it is in the absolute best interest for the United States and for other countries to invest in education, to take our incredible economy and apply that to making education available to everybody, making it affordable to everybody. Does everyone get to go to Yale and have the most exclusive legal classes? Maybe that's a different thing. But making it available, making a bachelor's program and that opportunity available, and absolutely encouraging those students who perform well with a financial incentive, that drives better performance. Those are no-brainers in my opinion. And so I think this presidential campaign has taken up college tuition for a reason, and nominees like Bernie Sanders, I think they get it, and they understand what education means to the nation. And so we as a people need to do that as well. We need to make that our focus, so that these leaders are making decisions that will improve the nation as a whole and give everybody opportunity. That's my speech. I know it took place in 2 locations, but it is what it is. So I enjoyed the class with everybody, and I wish you well, and take care.